Hey guys, this is Asad Siddiqui again. I'm the owner and developer at iDesignSmart.com, and I offer WordPress theme customizations and websites for small businesses. If you're looking for a website at an affordable rate, feel free to contact me by filling out a short contact form on my website. The purpose of this video today is giving you guys a tutorial and review the theme, which is the Bee theme from Muffin Group. And this is a pretty powerful WordPress theme. The good things about it is it comes pre-packaged with a lot of premium plugins. And the second good thing, the plugins that I'm talking about, is the Visual Composer and the Revolution slider. And the other good thing about the theme is it comes pre-packaged with a lot of professional looking, very nice layouts. So when you have a lot of layouts, if you look at the demo, you'll see a bunch of different layouts. And if there is a layout that you really like and you want to go with a similar layout, then you can import the demo content with a one click, and then you can start customizing it. So I'll show you a demo on how it's done. So if you're on this page, themes.muffingroup.com, and you can go to theme forest and look for Bee theme over there. That's where they'll take you if I click on the buy now button. And if you get inspired enough, or you think that this is a good solution for you, I have a link in the description with my affiliate username on Theme Forest, so I get credit, and helps me sponsor making these kinds of tutorials. So I'll appreciate it. Also, if you're looking for hosting and there is some and you're interested in purchasing HostGator, which by the way I do recommend. It's very good WordPress hosting with a great cPanel. I also signed up for the affiliate link for the hosting, so same thing. I would appreciate if you are in need of domain or hosting and you purchase it from HostGator, you can use my coupon code, get a discount, and I can get credit for the sale. So getting right with the theme, what I did was I installed a brand new installation of WordPress on my test host, which is iDesignSmart.com/Bee theme demo, and I have not imported anything or done anything. So this is a fresh install. I cleared up all the plugins that got installed with the theme, and I cleared all the themes that were pre-packaged. So the only theme on there is the Bee theme, and I have not done anything else. So I wanted to show you how to install plugins and stuff that come pre-packaged with the theme. So first off, let's look for a design that we like here. For demo purposes, we'll just go with anything pretty much. Let's say the IT service looks kind of a cool design, so I just click on it to get the full preview. And there I see there's a nice logo, nice looking header, and then you have a slider, which is the Revolution slider with a call to action, see offer, hire us, and things like that. And then you go down, there's like a nice image showcase here, and then you have 4 blurbs, maybe like 4 services that you offer, and then maybe a testimonial, and you see this nice animation of this content coming in. So all that could be done using Visual Composer without having to write any CSS or HTML, which is kind of great. And I have worked with websites where to make it responsive, it's a lot of work and you have to write divs and CSS to achieve what you're looking to do. But this theme covers all that, which is great. That is actually one of the things I like about theme Avada as well, which I made a video before about theme Avada, and I got a lot of response on that. And this theme, I found it to be somewhat similar to work with as compared to theme Avada. So we'll get started and I'll show you how to achieve this look and feel. By the way, any of these layouts that you see over here, the theme or website or anything is not limited to these. For example, if I am on this IT service website, I can pretty much design whatever I want. There is no restriction on it should look like this. Maybe I want the 4 blurbs up here before the product showcase, and maybe I don't want to display the showcase at all. So that is totally up to me on how I want to do it. But this is just giving you an idea, and maybe if you like it, it's a nice layout, maybe it works for you, and we can you can just import it and get started with that. So I will close this page and I'll go back to my WordPress site, and now I click on the dashboard to show you how the backend is going to look like. So after the theme installed, so after the themes get installed, you'll see this notification where it says the theme requires following plugins: Contact for 7, Slider Revolution, and they also recommend installing the duplicate post, force regenerate thumbnails, and recent tweets plugin. So I'll just click on begin installing plugins. So I go to begin install plugins and I see a bunch of them. I'll say select all and I will say install. So this will take a second. Not really a second, it takes more than a second, but it will basically install all the plugins that I want, and you'll see a bunch of things come up on the left hand side, which is this, once the plugins are done, and it'll say that I need to activate plugins. Okay, so now the plugins got installed, and I can say return to required plugins installer because I want to activate them, and I'll select everything again and say activate and apply. Wherever it says WordPress repository, that plugin is not a premium plugin, and you can get it from WordPress repository like Contact Form 7. Anyways, now you'll see the following message: the following plugins were activated successfully, and it gives me a list of plugins. So right now if I go to plugins, I clicked on the Visual Composer by mistake. So basically what I wanted to show you is a bunch of things came up, like recent tweets is here, Revolution Slider is here, Punch Fonts is here, Visual Composer is here, and Vato Toolkit is here. So these all plugins got installed. Now the next step, here is how my theme looks like, and we'll walk through some of the options that are being exposed by the theme and how to work with them, and changing them will change what on your theme and how to edit menus and stuff. So this is how my theme looks like, but I want to achieve this look and feel for my site or for my business. So what I'm going to do is go to the dashboard and go to appearance and click on Be Theme Demo Data. So when I click on it, it's going to bring up a dialog where I could import. So when on the import screen, I'll select a demo, and the demo pre-made layouts, all the layouts here are all the different formats that we saw on the home page of that theme demo. So I will just select IT service here because that's what we want to do, and I'll click on import attachments and I'll say import demo data. So basically what this will do is it'll set up our menu, it will set up our different content, it'll set up various styles on our different sections. Remember that this theme is completely responsive, so it will look great on a mobile view. And once we talk about responsive design, you really have to think in terms of sections or rows. So it's a row-wise design as opposed to like a column-wise design, or as opposed to like a page design. So here it says all done, have fun, and now I'll take a look at my site again to see how it looks. Okay, and as you can see, it has pretty much imported all the content that there was, and then it says Revolution Slider could not be found, so we will do that in the next step. I'm sorry I haven't practiced a lot with this demo, but I guess it's a good thing because as we go along you'll discover many new things as I find them. So the first thing to take care of is a Revolution Slider, and there is a slider with name IT service that it's looking for. So one thing you could absolutely do is go to the dashboard and create a Revolution Slider. Like if you go to Revolution Slider, click on the Revolution Slider, it'll let you import sliders that they have packaged with the theme. So right now there is no slider, so you can create a new slider with the name IT service, and then it will start displaying that. The other one, of course, is the import slider, and we will use the import to use the prepackaged slider that came with our theme. So I have this B theme folder here, B theme, and under that there is a revolution slider demo. So I will go to the demos directory and look for one called IT service. So it's a zip file. Basically I just double click on it and I'll say override everything, import slider. So once this slider is imported, it says importing slider settings and data, and now you see a home IT service with a alias IT service got created. This is the shortcode that they're using in that page. So if we go to visit site again, now we'll see a full-fledged site that is set up with our demo data, and the content is set up like we wanted to. Now let's talk about some of the widgets and menus here. That's the second thing that I wanted to talk about. You can see these is the default like this. This is the default layout and the menu and all the settings, and we'll play around with that and see how you can change it. The Visual Composer has two options. You can either click on Edit with Visual Composer, which will give you like what you see is what you get, like a in-place editor where you could edit stuff. I do not recommend it because it's a little tricky to work with and it doesn't always get you the results that you're looking for. So I am maybe kind of an old style developer. I'd like to go to the back end, to the page edits, and do my edits over there. So we'll talk about that. And first let's see how the menu and stuff is configured. Of course, this is not something that has to do completely with the theme, but this is something that I get a lot of questions on my video, so I wanted to address it. And if we go to the dashboard, all the menus, start, what we repair, offers, can be looked at by clicking on the appearance and the menus. So once you click on the menus, you'll see that the name of the main menu is main menu, and you see all these custom links here. So if you look at the custom link, basically that's where they're going. That's where they're going. So you can either create pages in your site and they will be available here, or you can just add a custom link, or like if I wanted to go to google.com from my menu, I'd just say google.com here and say Google, and then say add to menu, and it'll add a new menu here, and then I can drag and drop it. These are draggables, so I can do this and put it wherever I want. So this is how you do edit menu edits. And you can also have sub menus, like you can do like this, drag it to the right, and this become indented. Now this is a sub menu of this, so it'll display under that, and once you are done with making all your changes, you need to hit save menu to save your changes. I'm not gonna save it because I just want to give you guys a demo. So now we'll go ahead and look at the page and see how the Visual Composer works, and I'll touch upon some things, and we'll come back to the theme options then. So I'll click on edit page. So once I click on the edit page, also the sliders you can have pretty much on any page you want. So you can configure any pages in your theme or any pages on your website to have a slider. So it's not limited, but typically it's a slider on the home page, and the other pages don't have a slider for various reasons that maybe I'll touch on some other video. So if you look at this page now, it has a front-end editor and a back-end editor. The default layout is composed with the Visual Composer. You can see all the different sections right here. So you can see that they have column, and then they have a slider, and then they have a column, and then you have a 4 columns layout. So all the stuff that you see about see what we can do is right here. And remember, all these columns and all these elements are drag and drop. So if I wanted to move this section before the other, I could drag it like this, and it will get the section before the other. However, if I want to edit a section, what I would like to do, like for example, this is a section where it says send your device now, and it has 3 columns: about us, shipping, and send us a message. So this or a better example would be the 4 columns where it says see what we can do. So one thing definitely is this is the row or container that where all the elements are contained. So if you want to edit something about the container itself, then you click on the little edit icon here, and once you edit that, it's gonna show you an editor. Don't change things here. Come scroll down and then you'll see all the properties here. So background color is here, and if you want a background image you can do that, and in the drop down you can do a parallax for your image, and like different kind of options. You can always play around with them. And then if you go further down, not here, so this is the, I'm showing you the properties of the container itself. So you see all the different kind of things are available here. If you want to write custom CSS or styles or sidebars, or you want to increase the spacing at the top or the bottom, you can use the padding properties. And once you are done with that, then you have to update the page or save changes. So I'm not changing anything, so I'm not gonna save that. If you want to edit what's inside of this, so I'll close this window, and here where it says see what we can do. So if I want to edit anything about the column itself, then I click on the edit inside of this, not the container, and then I do the same thing. Here's the title, see what we can do, and here's the content of the content that you can modify to have instead of whatever they have. Use your content. Now important thing to note here is they are using short codes inside of this column content. This is important because this will get you completely responsive without having to design anything or write CSS. So let's say if you want to add something new to this, you can always do, I'm just copying that, pasting that short code, and maybe heading 3. Inside of heading 3, I will say something else. Okay, and once you're done, and the other options are also this text align, background color, padding, animation. So you see a lot of the elements here on this page are animated, and they scroll from left or right. So you can go in here and select your animation, and that is the animation that's gonna display. So I will say save changes over here. Once I'm done, I'll have to update this page. And once the page is updated, then you could just click on the view page right here. So I'll just right click on it and open a link in a new tab. And then I see the slider, I see the menu, I went over the menu, and then there is a logo, and then you scroll down, and you see what we can do with your device, and this also added this. And the same way you can edit these 4 columns as well. For example, software installation. If you go back in here, you'll see that the 4 columns software installation is right here. So you can edit this and scroll down, and the image that's being displayed is this. You can change that with yours. Heading 4, you can change it with whatever you want, and then you want to put your stuff in a paragraph, and the div is this whole thing. So you can write HTML inside of this column content. So I recommend that you do, and it'll help you achieve a nice and clean layout. In the same way, we look at the testimonial here. I'll just close this. And the testimonial, I believe, is the reasons thing right after the 4 columns. So right after the 4 columns is this block quote. So if you do this, the testimonial is done using a block quote. You can do this, and there is an image at the top, and then there's a divider which will give it a separation. Then there's a heading 2, which is basically the quote, and then there's a heading 4 that is the author of the quote. So that's how it looks like. If you want to change the style, change the colors, you can always write CSS that you want to do to style it differently, use a different font, and we'll go over the options as well. So that is pretty much it about like I cannot go in this short video in a lot of detail on how the Visual Composer works. Maybe I'll create another video and discuss how to do page layouts. One more important thing is using like if you look at the slider element, for example, one thing that I want to show you is if you say add item. I'm adding the item inside of a container to show you what the options are, and once you click on add item, it'll give you all different kinds of things that you can add. So if you want to add a column, then you select this, and if you want to add a slider, then you'll have to find where here it is. So you'll have to find the slider, click on that, and once you do that, it'll add a slider like this, and you can play with its properties to know exactly what it's doing. So it says style flat. You can do a carousel or a default. This looks like it's a post slider. This looks like a page options, and I think I'm in the wrong place here. Okay, so this slider looks to me like it's a post slider. In this revolution slider, I'm trying to figure out where the shortcode for that slider is specified, and if we look at this the markup, like the complete HTML that's being generated by this theme, and I just do backend editor to see how my how my page looks like. Maybe it's a page option, and something in the page options right here, slider, revolution slider, you have selected home IT service. So if you add other sliders that you want to do, you can write your own and select it from here. So that's pretty much it about the page. One important note is you have a selection of different page templates. So if you want a portfolio or a blank page or a sitemap or under constructions, you could always come back and it'll give you a default layout for your pages. I also wanted to briefly touch upon the various options that are included in this theme. So for those, you go to appearance and B theme options. And you see a whole bunch of options. So custom CSS that I was referring to, it gives you a nice place in the theme options, and when you update this, it will be saved to your database. So that is pretty cool. All the colors, it's giving you complete control over. So the colors right now are configured like that. You could click on the color and select whatever you want. You can click on the color, select whatever you want. So for the content, it has all the colors, and you can go through. Text color will be this, link color will be this, when you hover over it will be this. So it's a great thing that you don't have to worry about writing custom CSS for that kind of stuff. So that's pretty cool. The other thing, if I go from the top, is if I go to global options, the main style of the site can be changed, the main layout can be changed. So right now we are working with a full width, which works great with the responsive. So if I was on a mobile device, all my columns will display like that, which looks really good. And if we wanted, or if we were importing a site which had a box format, you could do that and save changes. And what it will do is it will create a border around the main content. So many people like that, and if you like that, then you could go with that. So if I save the changes, now if I refresh the page, you'll start seeing a border around my page because I'm going with a boxed format. So you see there is a separation, and then there's a color which of course I can change, but I just wanted to show you a demo. So here you are. The site width can be changed. Favorite icon is the icon like BE is displaying on the page. I can change to my default, and then I can change of course the logo here. So right now it's importing a sample logo. Retina is a higher resolution, and a logo is like a normal logo. Also, you'll notice that when I scroll down, this is you see a sticky header at the top. So the logo gets resized and displayed over there. So sticky header logo is what will get displayed when you're in the sticky header situation. So that sliders, I don't think you have to change anything here if you're going with the Revolution slider. Important thing for the developers working on this is hooks. If you have to customize this theme and call in your own code like PHP code, they are exposing all the hooks, which is awesome. So you don't have to modify the theme code when you have to modify anything, and you don't have to install a child theme. So I really like that option. Then you go to the header and subheader option, and you see all the different kinds of headers that are being displayed. For example, instead of this selection, if I wanted to have a vertical looking menu, so I see that this is also an option. Or I want the menu bar to be at the bottom with my logo, or many people like the logo to be centered like this. So if you have a retro looking logo, this looks like many people want to go with that format, and it's always difficult to do when you're working with a theme that doesn't support it, but this theme support it out of the box. So I'll just change that, and if I do this, IT service will go right between the different theme options, so that will also look good. I'll have to adjust my menu a little bit. The logo is in the center, but these options, really I wanted them to the right. Maybe I need to have the full width set up for my site to have that option. So if I go global again, and maybe I go full width and save changes, maybe it'll help. Otherwise I'll have to go in the menu and then I'll have to change it. Okay, this looks like it's changed. And then I refresh this page. No, still is going down, so I'll have to make some adjustments to make it center, but you get the idea. So you can do that, and header and subheader. Then you have an option in menu and action bar, and you can do play around with these options for your menu and action bars. And then you have sidebar options, blog, pages. So you can do I don't think you'll need really to do anything with it. And the footer styling options, responsive, you can go to responsive and turn the responsive on, which by default it is, so site looks great on mobile devices. Also, if you want to have sticky and stuff on the responsive layout, you can always turn that on, but I don't recommend it, or I typically don't do it. Then you have of course the colors and font options, so you can click on font, and then you have all the different things that you can change fonts on, and you can use Google Fonts, and Google font settings are right here, so you can make changes and play around and see whatever works best for you. Another thing here that we see, I'll correct this while I'm at it, header and subheader, and I think I was this, so I'll save changes again just to make my site look reasonably presentable, and go back and refresh this page. Okay, so now we are back to where we were before. One other thing that I wanted to briefly touch on is how to control this footer, and if you have sidebars. So you can go in here and go to appearance and widgets. I know a lot of you guys know how to do all this stuff, but a lot of people who are very new to WordPress or new to this theme are looking for something to get started, so that's good for them. So right now my footer widget 1 is displaying all these widgets, which are the default widgets with WordPress installation. If I just drag them out of my box here and drag this, so do all that and then refresh my page, I should see the footer going away, and then I can use whatever widgets I want. So you see how the footer got cleaned up. Now I can go back and put in whatever, like maybe recent pages or posts or menus or layer slider, whatever different things I can want. If I just want text and a picture, I can use this text widget in my widget areas, and that will get my widgets going. And then also for newer pages, you'll just go to new page and then select a template and then start designing with the Visual Composer. So I'll do maybe another video and we'll go in detail on how the Visual Composer works, and we'll create a separate, like a page separation, and I will do a parallax images and things like that. But I hope that this gives you enough information so you can get started with this theme, which is a pretty good theme. And I highly recommend that you go to the theme sample page and look at all the different layouts that you could do and see if there is anything that you really like, because that'll reduce your work significantly and it'll give you a pretty decent professional looking site. So that's pretty much about it as far as this short video is concerned. If you'd like to contact me or talk to me about my services, you can always feel free to go to my site, which is iDesignSmart.com, and you can fill in my contact form with your question and I'll try to respond as soon as I can. Also, one more time, if you are interested in purchasing hosting, discount coupon is right below, and I do get affiliate, a disclaimer here, I do get affiliate money from that, and same thing goes with the theme as well. So if you do like the theme and you'd like to install it, I'd appreciate if you can use my link. So thanks very much for watching, and if you have any questions you can leave a comment below and I'll try to respond as soon as I can. I have done other videos as well for a lot of different professional WordPress premium themes, and I get a lot of feedback on them. So I like helping out the community wherever I can, and honestly I do get a lot of business from these too. So until next time, and if you have another theme that you really like or like for me to do a demo on it, feel free to leave that a comment on that as well. Thanks very much for watching. Until next time.